Architecting Your Becoming: How to Unleash the Inner Power That Changes Everything. Ever felt that whisper inside, that nagging sense that you're capable of so much more, that your current reality is just a fraction of what's truly possible for you? Have you ever looked around and thought there has to be a different way, a path where you're not just reacting to life, but actively shaping it? What if the feeling of being stuck, that heavy weight holding you down, isn't a life sentence, but actually an urgent invitation, a powerful summons to rise and step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be? Think about it. We chase external fixes, new jobs, different relationships, hoping they'll magically unlock this potential we feel simmering within. But what if the key isn't out there? What if the real power, the kind that fundamentally shifts your experience of life, has been lying dormant inside you all along, waiting to be awakened and directed? The truth is, the person you are right now, with all your limitations and perceived shortcomings, isn't the finished product. Your identity, the very foundation of how you see yourself and interact with the world, isn't fixed in stone. It's a blueprint, constantly being revised, consciously or unconsciously. And today, we're not just talking about minor renovations. We're talking about a complete architectural overhaul. We are going to begin architecting your becoming. This isn't about quick fixes or fleeting motivation. This is about understanding the deep, internal mechanisms that drive your actions, shape your reality, and ultimately determine who you become. By the end of our time together, you won't just intellectually understand the concept of change, you'll feel it in your bones. You'll no longer see yourself as someone trapped by circumstance, but as the powerful architect of your own future, capable of breaking free from any self-imposed limitations and building the life you truly desire. So, get ready to embark on a journey of profound self-discovery and empowerment. The awakening starts now. Take a moment and connect with that feeling of untapped potential. Comment below, what does becoming your best self truly mean to you? Let's start this conversation together. Section 1. The Invisible Prison. Breaking the chains of stuck. You're not stuck. You're rehearsing stuckness. That feeling of being stuck, it's almost universal, isn't it? Whether it's in your career, your relationships, your personal growth, there are moments when it feels like you're wading through thick mud, every step an agonizing effort, with no real progress in sight. You might look around at others who seem to be effortlessly gliding forward, achieving their goals, living with a sense of purpose, and wonder, why not me? But what if that feeling of being stuck is a masterful illusion? What if the chains that bind you aren't forged from external circumstances, but rather meticulously crafted within the confines of your own mind? Think about it. How many times have you hesitated before taking a bold step, not because of a tangible obstacle, but because of an internal whisper of doubt, a fear of failure, or the heavy cloak of past disappointments? These hesitations, these moments of pulling back, become patterns. They become ingrained neural pathways, almost like a song stuck on repeat in your mind. You're not necessarily stuck in your circumstances. You're rehearsing the feeling of being stuck. You're running the same mental scripts, the same emotional responses, over and over again, reinforcing the very limitations you long to escape. Consider the power of habit. We all have routines, both good and bad. We wake up at a certain time, we follow a familiar path to work, we engage in certain behaviors without even consciously thinking about them. Our emotional landscape is no different. Daily hesitation, that little voice of self-doubt that pipes up just when you're about to stretch yourself, the fear of judgment that paralyzes your creativity, the lingering shame from past mistakes that colors your present actions. These aren't just isolated incidents. They are emotional habits, practiced and perfected over time, creating an invisible prison cell where the bars are made of your own limiting beliefs. Think of the quote, "You were never stuck, you were becoming." This simple yet profound statement holds a powerful truth. Even in your perceived stagnation, you are in a state of becoming. The question is, what are you becoming? Are you becoming more entrenched in your limitations, more resigned to the feeling of being stuck? Or are you consciously choosing to become someone who breaks free? Someone who rises above these self-imposed barriers? Imagine stuckness as a thick fog. It obscures your vision, It makes it difficult to see the path forward, and it can feel incredibly isolating. But here's the crucial insight. Fog is atmospheric. It's a temporary condition. It might be dense, it might be persistent, but it doesn't have the structural integrity of chains. Chains are tangible, they are forged and locked. The feeling of being stuck, while powerful, is often just a manifestation of your internal weather patterns, your habitual thought processes. You have the power to change the forecast. You have the power to dissipate the fog. Let me share a mini story. Imagine a man named Alex. He sat in his small apartment, day after day, replaying past failures in his mind. Every opportunity he hadn't seized, every rejection he had faced, echoed in his thoughts, solidifying his belief that he was simply destined to be stuck in this cycle of disappointment. Then, one particularly difficult day, fueled by a flicker of desperation, he grabbed a pen and paper and wrote, "The reason I feel stuck is..." As he began to write, something shifted. He wasn't just passively experiencing his stuckness anymore. He was actively examining it, dissecting it. He started to uncover the invisible chains he had unknowingly forged. The fear of vulnerability, the belief that he wasn't good enough, the constant comparison to others. By bringing these invisible chains into the light, he began the process of breaking them. What about you? What's one invisible chain you've carried for too long? Take a moment to reflect on this. Recognizing the illusion of being truly stuck is the first powerful step towards architecting your becoming. What's one invisible chain you've carried for too long? Share it in the comments if you feel comfortable. Sometimes just acknowledging it is the first act of liberation. Section 2. The power of thought and subconscious command. You don't need permission to become. You need alignment. We've established that the feeling of being stuck often stems from within. But how exactly does this internal prison take shape? The answer lies in the incredible, often underestimated power of your thoughts and the silent yet dominant force of your subconscious mind. Think of this simple equation. Thought equals identity. Identity fuels action, and consistent action shapes your reality. It all starts with the thoughts you consistently entertain. These thoughts, repeated over and over, begin to solidify into beliefs about yourself, your capabilities, your worth, your limitations. This collection of beliefs forms your identity, the lens through which you view yourself in the world. And your identity, in turn, dictates your actions. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll likely shy away from opportunities. If you see yourself as someone who struggles financially, you might subconsciously sabotage your earning potential. Your actions, consistently aligned with your identity, then create the reality you experience. It's a self-perpetuating cycle. Now let's delve into the fascinating realm of your subconscious mind. It's estimated that your conscious mind, the part you actively use for reasoning and decision-making, only accounts for about 10% of your mental activity. The other 90%, the vast majority, is governed by your subconscious. This powerful force is like the autopilot of your life. It stores all your past experiences, your beliefs, your habits, and it runs automatically, often without your conscious awareness. Here's a crucial point. Your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between what you consciously desire and what you subconsciously believe. It simply obeys the commands it has been programmed with. If you consciously desire success but subconsciously believe you're not worthy of it, your subconscious will likely sabotage your efforts, leading you back to familiar patterns of limitation. It operates based on the dominant thoughts and beliefs you've consistently fed it over time. It doesn't respond to wishful thinking, it responds to ingrained commands. This understanding is incredibly empowering because it means that while your subconscious might currently be running programs that keep you feeling stuck, you have the power to consciously reprogram it. This isn't a quick fix. It requires consistent effort and the right techniques. 3 powerful tools for this reprogramming are repetition, affirmation, and visualization. Repetition involves consistently exposing your mind to new, empowering thoughts and beliefs. This could be through reading, listening to positive audio, or simply consciously focusing on constructive self-talk. Affirmations are positive statements about yourself and your desired reality that you repeat regularly with conviction. When you consistently declare, "I am capable," "I am worthy," "I am becoming successful," You begin to override the old, limiting beliefs stored in your subconscious. Visualization takes this a step further by engaging your imagination to create vivid mental images of yourself already achieving your goals and embodying the qualities you desire. By repeatedly picturing yourself as confident, successful, and living the life you want, you send powerful signals to your subconscious mind, essentially installing a new operating system. Let's imagine an installation scene. Picture someone who has always struggled with self-doubt. They start a simple practice. Every morning, they look in the mirror and say, with genuine feeling, "I am powerful." Initially, it might feel awkward, even untrue, but they persist. Day after day, they repeat this affirmation. They might even visualize themselves handling challenging situations with confidence. Over the course of 30 days, something remarkable begins to happen. Their external circumstances haven't magically changed, but their internal landscape has. They start to carry themselves differently. They speak with more conviction. They take on challenges they would have previously avoided. Their environment didn't change. They did. Their subconscious mind began to align with the new command, "I am powerful." Here's a practical action tip you can implement immediately. Start your day with one powerful phrase, "I am becoming the person who," and consciously complete that sentence with the qualities and actions of your future best self. For example, "I am becoming the person who confidently pursues their goals," or "I am becoming the person who radiates positivity and attracts abundance." This simple daily practice is a powerful way to begin consciously directing the programming of your subconscious mind. Think about the implications of this. You don't need anyone's permission to become the person you're meant to be. You don't need external validation. What you need is internal alignment, a congruence between your conscious desires and your subconscious beliefs. When your thoughts, your identity, and your actions are all moving in the same direction towards your vision of your best self, the feeling of being stuck begins to dissolve, replaced by a powerful sense of momentum and possibility. What would your life look like if your thoughts finally aligned perfectly with your deepest goals and aspirations? Take a moment to imagine that and share your vision in the comments. Section 3. The definite desire. Fuel for transformation. Clarity isn't optional, it's the ignition switch. We've explored the illusion of being stuck and the power of your thoughts and subconscious mind. Now, let's talk about the crucial element that fuels the entire process of architecting your becoming. Definite desire. How many of us harbor vague dreams, nebulous aspirations for a better future? We might say things like, "I want to be happier," or "I want to be more successful," or "I want to have better relationships." While these desires might be heartfelt, they often lack the specificity and intensity needed to truly ignite the engine of transformation. Vague dreams are like a pilot without a destination. They might take you on a journey, but you'll likely end up drifting aimlessly. This is where the concept of a definite chief aim, popularized by Napoleon Hill in his groundbreaking work Think and Grow Rich, becomes incredibly relevant. A definite chief aim is a clearly defined, specific goal that you are absolutely committed to achieving. It's not just a wish or a hope. It's a burning desire, a relentless focus that permeates your thoughts and drives your actions. Think of the quote, "Desire without clarity is fire without direction." A raging fire can be incredibly powerful, but if it's not contained and directed, it can be destructive and ultimately dissipate without achieving anything significant. Similarly, your desire for a better life, no matter how strong, needs the laser focus of clarity to become a potent force for change. Consider the story of Edwin C. Barnes. He didn't just vaguely desire to work with the great inventor Thomas Edison. He had a burning, definite desire to become Edison's business partner. He didn't have a plan, he didn't have connections, but he had an unwavering clarity of purpose. He traveled to New Jersey, presented himself to Edison, and despite initial setbacks, his unwavering desire and persistent efforts eventually led him to not just working for Edison, but becoming his indispensable business associate. Barnes didn't just hope for an opportunity, he had a definite desire, and that clarity acted as a compass, guiding his actions and ultimately shaping his reality. So, how do you cultivate this definite desire? It starts with getting crystal clear on what you truly want. Not what you think you should want, Not what society tells you to strive for, but what genuinely resonates with your deepest values and aspirations. What is that one thing, that singular goal, that if you achieved it, would make a profound difference in your life? It needs to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Smart. Instead of, I want to be successful, it becomes, I will launch my online coaching business and acquire 10 paying clients within the next 6 months. The more clarity you have, the more focused your energy becomes. Here's an exercise I highly encourage you to do right now. Pause this video for a moment and take out a pen and paper, or use the Notes app on your phone. Write down one crystal clear goal that you will pursue without apology, without hesitation, with unwavering focus. This isn't about brainstorming a long list of things you'd like to achieve someday. This is about identifying that one burning desire that will serve as your primary focus, your definite chief aim. Once you have that clarity, that definite desire acts as your ignition switch. It provides the emotional fuel, the unwavering motivation to overcome obstacles, to persevere through challenges, and to consistently take the actions necessary to architect your becoming. Without this clarity, your efforts will likely be scattered, your motivation will wane, and the feeling of being stuck will persist. Definite desire isn't optional. It's the essential spark that ignites the engine of transformation. Pause the video now and write down one crystal clear goal you will pursue without apology. Be specific. Feel the intensity of your desire. If success was absolutely guaranteed, if there were no possibility of failure, what is the one thing you would go after right now, without any hesitation? Share that audacious dream in the comments. Section 4. Identity, visualization, and the installation process. Don't chase the outcome. Become the kind of person who creates it naturally. We've talked about breaking free from the illusion of being stuck, harnessing the power of your thoughts and subconscious, and igniting your journey with a definite desire. Now let's delve into the crucial process of actually embodying the change you seek. This is where the concepts of identity, visualization, and what we can call the installation process come into play. Many people make the mistake of solely focusing on the outcome they desire. They want to get rich, or lose weight, or find the perfect partner. While having clear goals is important, the real magic happens when you shift your focus from chasing the external outcome to becoming the kind of person who naturally creates that outcome. Think about it this way: you don't just magically get rich. You become someone who understands financial principles, who makes wise investment decisions, who consistently adds value to the world. You don't just suddenly lose weight. You become someone who prioritizes healthy eating habits, who engages in regular physical activity, who values their well-being. The external result is often a byproduct of the internal transformation, the shift in your identity. This is where visualization becomes a powerful tool. It's not just about daydreaming about your desired future. It's about actively and vividly imagining yourself as the person who already possesses that reality. It's about speaking the language of your subconscious mind through a potent combination of emotion and vivid imagery. When you visualize, don't just see yourself with the desired outcome. Feel the emotions associated with it. Experience the daily habits and behaviors of that future version of yourself. Think of visualization as an installation process for your new identity. You're not just trying to achieve a goal. You're installing the beliefs, the habits, and the mindset of the person who naturally operates at that level. You're rehearsing your future success in your mind, making it feel more real and attainable to your subconscious. The key here is to shift from trying to embodying. Instead of constantly striving and struggling, focus on embodying the qualities of your ideal self in your daily actions. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, start acting like one today. Be proactive, take initiative, learn continuously. If you want to be a confident individual, start practicing confident body language and communication in your interactions. Your daily actions, no matter how small, are votes you cast for the kind of person you are becoming. This requires consistent effort, what we can call the daily repetition or spiritual gym of becoming. Just like physical exercise strengthens your muscles over time, consistent repetition of empowering thoughts, visualized scenarios, and aligned actions strengthens your new identity. It's a daily practice, a spiritual gym where you consciously work on building the mental and emotional muscles of your future self. Let me share another mini scene. Imagine a woman, Sarah, who dreamed of running her own successful design business. Initially, she focused solely on the outcome, having a thriving company, lots of clients, and financial freedom. But she felt overwhelmed and constantly doubted her abilities. Then, she shifted her approach. Every morning, during her quiet time, she would vividly visualize herself as the confident CEO of her design firm. She wouldn't just see the accolades, she would imagine her daily routines, how she communicated with clients, how she led her team, how she handled challenges with grace and decisiveness. She felt the energy of a successful entrepreneur flowing through her. 1 year later, those consistent visualizations, coupled with focused action, aligned with that identity, had become her reality. She wasn't just chasing a dream, she had become the person who naturally built that dream. Here's a powerful action tip for you. Create a morning ritual that incorporates visualization. Spend just 5 to 10 minutes each day vividly imagining your future self, not just your future goals. See yourself embodying the qualities you desire, navigating your day with confidence and competence. Feel the emotions associated with your success. This consistent practice will begin to rewire your subconscious and align your identity with your aspirations. The key takeaway here is that lasting transformation isn't about chasing external achievements. It's about cultivating an internal shift in who you believe yourself to be. When you focus on becoming the kind of person who naturally creates the results you desire, the journey becomes more fulfilling and the outcomes become more sustainable. Don't just aim for success. Embody the identity of someone who is inherently successful. Create a morning ritual. Visualize your future self, not just your future goals. Focus on their habits, their mindset, their way of being. What would the best version of you do on a daily basis that you're currently not doing yet? Reflect on that and share one small action you can take today in the comments. Section 5. Action over feeling. The discipline of unreasonable faith. Action doesn't follow confidence. Confidence follows action. We've explored the power of thought, the subconscious mind, definite desire, and the importance of identity. But all of this intellectual understanding remains just that, intellectual, unless it translates into consistent action. This brings us to a crucial principle, the often counterintuitive relationship between action and feeling. There's a common myth that we need to feel motivated, feel confident, feel ready before we take action. We wait for the perfect moment, for the stars to align, for that surge of inner certainty. But the truth, often embraced by the most successful individuals, is that action doesn't typically follow confidence. Confidence, more often than not, follows action. Think about it. How many times have you felt hesitant or fearful before starting something new, only to find that once you actually began, the fear subsided, and a sense of competence and even enjoyment started to emerge? It's in the act of doing, even when you don't feel like it, that you build momentum, gain experience, and cultivate the very confidence you initially lacked. This requires what I call unreasonable faith, a deep, unwavering belief in your vision and your ability to achieve it, even when the logical mind presents a litany of reasons why it's impossible. It's about acting in alignment with your definite desire, even when you don't see immediate results, even when you encounter setbacks, even when your feelings of doubt try to hold you back. It's about saying, I will act, and my mind will follow. Consider the countless stories of individuals who achieved extraordinary things despite facing overwhelming odds. Thomas Edison's thousands of failed attempts before finally perfecting the light bulb are a testament to this unreasonable determination. He didn't wait until he felt like he would succeed after 9,999 failures. He kept acting, driven by his unwavering belief in his vision. Think about the powerful words of people like Joe Rogan or Les Brown, who consistently emphasize the importance of persistence and personal discipline. They understand that success isn't a matter of waiting for inspiration to strike. It's about showing up day after day, putting in the work, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. That consistent action, fueled by your why, builds an inner resilience and a quiet confidence that no amount of positive thinking alone can provide. Let me share another mini story. Imagine a man named David who decided he wanted to get in shape. He would wake up at 4 a.m. to train day after day, even when it was cold, even when he was tired. For months, he didn't see significant physical results. His feelings of motivation would ebb and flow, but he kept showing up, driven by a deep commitment to his goal. Then, one day, something shifted. Not only did he start to see the physical changes he desired, but more importantly, his entire mindset had transformed. The discipline he cultivated in the gym spilled over into other areas of his life. His confidence soared, his productivity increased, and opportunities began to open up for him. It wasn't waiting for the feeling of being a fit and disciplined person that created the change. It was the consistent action that ultimately shaped his identity and his reality. So how do you cultivate this discipline of unreasonable faith? It starts with identifying your why, your deep, compelling reasons for pursuing your definite desire. When your why is strong enough, the how becomes less daunting. It also involves breaking down your big goals into smaller, manageable actions that you can take consistently. Focus on the process, on showing up and doing the work, rather than solely fixating on the outcome. And most importantly, celebrate small victories along the way to build momentum and reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. Don't fall into the trap of waiting until you feel ready. The truth is, you will likely never feel 100% ready. Embrace the discomfort of taking action despite your fears. It's in that space of courageous action that true growth and lasting confidence are forged. What is one action, no matter how small, that you would take today if fear wasn't in the driver's seat? Identify that action and commit to taking it. Share it in the comments. Accountability can be a powerful motivator. Section 6. Environment, Influence, and Obedience to Purpose. You become what you repeatedly obey, even when no one's watching. We've explored the internal landscape of transformation: thoughts, subconscious, desire, identity, and action. Now, let's turn our attention to the external forces that profoundly shape who we become, our environment, and the influences we allow into our lives. Think about it. You are constantly being influenced, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, the physical spaces you inhabit, all of these factors subtly but powerfully mold your beliefs, your attitudes, and ultimately, your actions. Consider this: you become what you repeatedly obey, even when no one else is watching. This obedience isn't necessarily to a person or an institution. It's often an unconscious allegiance to comfort, to familiar patterns, to the expectations of your current environment, or even to your own limiting beliefs. You are always obeying something. The question is, what are you obeying? Are you obeying the pull of mediocrity, the comfort of staying within your familiar zone? Or are you consciously choosing to obey your vision, your purpose, your potential? This requires a critical audit of your environment. Take a close look at your social circle. Are the people you surround yourself with supportive, ambitious, and aligned with your goals, or do they inadvertently hold you back with negativity, limiting beliefs, or a lack of vision? Examine your digital feed. What kind of content are you constantly consuming? Is it empowering and inspiring, or is it filled with distractions, negativity, and comparisons that erode your self-esteem? Consider the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the conversations you engage in. Are these inputs nourishing your growth or hindering it? There's a powerful saying: surround yourself with standards, not sympathy. While empathy and support are important, constantly being surrounded by people who commiserate with your limitations rather than challenging you to rise can inadvertently reinforce those limitations. Seek out individuals who operate at a higher level, who inspire you with their actions and their beliefs, who hold you accountable to your potential. And in today's digital age, your environment extends far beyond your physical surroundings. You have the power to curate your virtual environment as well. Replace toxic social media accounts with those that offer valuable insights and inspiration. Seek out virtual mentors through books, online courses, and thought-provoking content. Join communities of like-minded individuals who are also on a path of growth and transformation. Think of a visual metaphor: obedience as tuning a frequency. When you unconsciously obey fear and self-doubt, you tune into a frequency of limitation and survival. When you consciously choose to obey your vision and your purpose, you tune into a frequency of possibility and destiny. You have the power to adjust the dial and align yourself with the signals that will elevate you. The process of architecting your becoming isn't just an internal journey. It's also about consciously shaping your external world to support that transformation. By surrounding yourself with empowering influences and consciously choosing what you obey, you create a fertile ground for your potential to flourish. Who or what have you been unconsciously obeying in your life? Comfort, fear, other people's expectations? And is it ultimately building you up or breaking you down? Reflect on this and share one small change you can make to your environment or influences this week in the comments. Section 7. Conclusion. Becoming the architect of your future. You are not a victim of life. You are the architect of your becoming. We've covered a lot of ground in our time together. We've explored the illusion of being stuck, the immense power of your thoughts and subconscious, the crucial role of definite desire, the transformative impact of identity and visualization, the necessity of action over feeling, and the profound influence of your environment. And the overarching message that weaves through all of these principles is this: you are not a passive recipient of your life experiences. You are, in fact, the architect of your becoming. Even in moments when you felt powerless, when you believed you were simply reacting to circumstances, you were still actively shaping your life, perhaps unconsciously, perhaps by default, but shaping it nonetheless. Now, you have the power to step into conscious control of that process. You have the ability to take the blueprint of your ideal self and begin constructing it, brick by deliberate brick. Remember the feeling we started with, that whisper of untapped potential? That wasn't a random thought. It was the truth of who you are trying to emerge. As the insightful Les Brown so powerfully stated, you have greatness within you. It's not something you need to acquire. It's something you need to unleash, to cultivate, to allow to shine. This journey of architecting your becoming is not always easy. There will be challenges, there will be setbacks, there will be moments of doubt. But armed with the understanding of these fundamental principles, the power of your mind, the clarity of your desire, the importance of aligned action, and the influence of your environment, you are equipped to navigate those obstacles with greater resilience and unwavering determination. This isn't about reaching a final destination. It's about embracing a continuous process of growth, of evolution, of becoming the most authentic and powerful version of yourself. It's about recognizing that you are not defined by your past limitations, but by your future potential. It's about taking ownership of your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately, your destiny. So, take a deep breath and let this sink in. You are not a victim of life. You are the architect of your becoming. You have the power within you to break free from the illusion of being stuck, to reprogram your subconscious mind, to ignite your journey with a definite desire, to embody the identity of your ideal self, to take consistent action fueled by unreasonable faith, and to cultivate an environment that supports your growth. This is your permission slip. This is your invitation. This is your moment to step fully into your power and build the man or woman you are always born to be. If this message resonated with you, if it stirred something powerful inside, please take a moment to show your support. Like this video if you're ready to step into your true self and become the architect of your future. Comment below with your biggest takeaway or the one commitment you're making to your becoming. And if you know someone else who needs to hear this powerful message, someone who feels stuck or is ready to unleash their inner power, share this video with one person who needs to hear. You were never stuck. You were becoming. Are you serious about taking the first step in architecting your becoming? Then make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more empowering content designed to help you unlock your inner potential and build the life you truly desire. We're here to support you on your journey of transformation, providing you with the tools, insights, and motivation you need to break free from limitations and step into your greatness. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step today. Engage with this video, share it with someone who needs it, and most importantly, Commit to taking one small action inspired by what you've learned. You have the power within you to change everything. Start architecting your becoming now. We'll see you in the next topic, ready to build even further. See you next time.